Make sure you're around people who know your worth. The most difficult thing as a big barrier to success that a lot of people have is being surrounded by people who don't even recognize your own potential or even your worth. I think we've talked a lot about not recognizing your potential, which is very common among friends and family. But if your friends and family are actually downgrading you or they're not treating you as valued as you think you are, really understand that it's going to be a very difficult thing because you're in a position where you're not where you want to be. You want to become better than you are. And you know you have that capacity and you know you have that vision and that you're actually able to do it if you put in the work. But if people around you don't see that, they just see that like, oh, they see the external. They're like, oh, you're never going to grow. You're never going to do this, and they don't really respect you for having this dream and actually putting in the work. Now, pay attention. I'm talking about having the dream and putting in the work. A lot of people have dreams and they don't put any work. But if you have the dream and put in the work and the people around you see you putting in the work and then they still decide to say, hey, you're not going to make it. Or they still decide to kind of hate on your dream. You need to become very, very distant to those people because they are going to tear you apart slowly but surely over time. And they're going to remove your desire for success. And from me personally, if you have a dream and you're working hard, you will make it. That is something I know from personal experience. That is something I know that you can accomplish. But when you have these people in your life who constantly tell you no, 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 it becomes so difficult because you're just trying to focus on this one thing that requires so much of your effort and time. And it'd be better if you receive some positive feedback and positive encouragement from other people. But I know that most of the time, that's just not how it is in this world. Most of the time in this world, we don't control what family we're born into. We don't control kind of what initial friend groups we have or the initial family we have. And as a result, that can lead to a lot of depressing situations where you're trying to work very hard, you're trying to get better, and everybody around you just doing the wrong thing. They're all just completely laid back, not trying to achieve anything, and they're just hating on you 24/7 because you're trying to reach this better goal. And this is really why I created the inner circle, because I think that in the inner circle, you're able to find like-minded people and also receive support from me, just trying to encourage you. Because the reality is this: if you try to do something completely on your own, it's going to be very difficult when you don't have any support from other people, when you don't have the encouragement from other people, when you don't have the backing of any other people. And then it's going to be even harder when you have people around you who are constantly actively pushing you down. I talk about success as such a hard thing, and that's already just considering that you have a normal environment that doesn't have people trying to constantly shit on your dreams or push you down. So when you have an environment like that, you need to have some positive force counteract that. And I realize that many of you today don't have an option of where your friends are, and your physical environment is very limited. And that's why I'm giving you all an opportunity to, connect with other like-minded people who can actually, provide that more positive input into your life to help turn it into an upward spiral. Because I've seen and been very grateful in my own life to be able to surround myself with certain people who are pushing themselves constantly, who are always trying to grow. And that's just rubbed off on me, and I think just had this exponential effect. And that's really what I'm trying to bring to you guys too. So if you guys are interested, the application's in my link in bio. And other than that, just really try to pay attention to what is draining your energy, what is absolutely sucking the life out of you and pushing you away from your dreams. Because those people, unfortunately, they're never going to come around to your dreams and realize that they're actually possible until it's too late, until it happens. And you need their support before you accomplish your goals, not after.